Winning a fearful avoidant. X-Back isn't about chasing an impossible dream, but about understanding the fragile interplay of fear, longing, and self-respect. Today, we explore this intricate journey through the story of Heather, a tale of heartbreak, introspection, and the ultimate reclaiming of love from someone whose heart was once shrouded in avoidance. Picture this. It's March 2020, a time when the world was bracing itself for uncertain changes, and Heather's life took an unexpected turn. After a long, unremarkable drive home from a visit to her boyfriend's parents, the unthinkable happened. In the intimate confines of that car, her partner, poised on the brink of deployment overseas, revealed that he no longer envisioned a future with her. His words, delivered in the muted hum of the engine, shattered the familiar rhythm of their 2-year relationship. In that moment, Heather's universe tilted on its axis, plunging her into a vortex of confusion and despair. Yet what makes Heather's journey so compelling is not the pain of that breakup, but what followed, a deliberate choice to reclaim her life and, against all odds, win back a fearful avoidant ex. You see, when someone like Heather faces a breakup, especially one forced by the looming departure of a partner, the instinct might be to wallow in sorrow. Instead, she embarked on a quest of self-rediscovery. Determined not to be defined solely by the loss, she embraced the challenging practice of no contact for 21 days, a time when silence became both a friend and a mirror. During these days, she transformed solitude into a crucible for rebuilding her self-worth, reawakening the vibrant, independent spirit that had been overshadowed by the relationship. Heather's approach was neither impulsive nor desperate. With a calm logic that belied her inner turmoil, she crafted a strategy, a roadmap for healing that balanced rational thought with the raw intensity of her emotions. She recognized that in the aftermath of a breakup, the absence of her ex was not an indication of his indifference, but rather a manifestation of his own internal conflicts. Fearful avoidants, by their very nature, retreat when confronted with the prospect of deeper intimacy. Heather, having learned this truth through countless moments of both joy and heartache, knew that the key to winning him back lay in giving him the space he so desperately needed, while also nurturing her own growth. It was during the silent, agonizing days of no contact that Heather began to see the delicate mechanics of his behavior. His sporadic, polite text messages, a few brief, measured notes that offered neither warmth nor coldness, were like fragments of a man caught between two worlds, the one he longs for and the one he fears. Each message was a subtle signal of his internal struggle. He was not rejecting her out of cruelty, but rather out of a deep-seated fear of vulnerability. And so, Heather resolved to let the silence speak. She refrained from overwhelming him with constant communication, instead allowing her newfound confidence and independence to shine through. This period of solitude was transformative. Heather immersed herself in her passions, rebuilt her social life, and rediscovered the quiet joys of self-care. She learned that the act of focusing on her own well-being was not a retreat from love, but a bold declaration of self-respect, a way of saying, "I am whole, with or without you." As her inner light grew, so too did her ex's awareness of her absence. His responses, once perfunctory and guarded, began to reveal hints of longing. It was as if, in the space between them, he realized what he had been missing. He started to reach out, first with tentative messages, then with invitations to reconnect over group outings, and eventually with expressions that hinted at a desire to bridge the gap that had formed. One pivotal moment came unexpectedly. During a casual encounter organized by mutual friends, a group camping trip that Heather arranged with quiet determination, her ex's behavior shifted subtly. Amidst the crisp air and the gentle camaraderie of the outdoors, he displayed an ease that had long been absent. While nothing overtly romantic occurred that weekend, his demeanor was unmistakably different, more engaged, more reflective, and most importantly, more open to the possibility of rekindling what they once shared. This change did not happen overnight. It was the result of a gradual, painstaking process of emotional recalibration. Heather and her ex entered what could be described as a texting phase, where messages exchanged between them were no longer sparse or stilted, but thoughtful and measured. They navigated a delicate dance of push and pull, Heather ever respectful of his boundaries, and him slowly emerging from the cocoon of his avoidance. Their communication, while far from perfect, was a testament to the slow return of intimacy, a quiet negotiation between the need for self-protection and the desire to reconnect. Heather's journey, though uniquely hers, offers valuable insights for anyone facing the daunting task of winning back a fearful, avoidant ex. The key, as she discovered, is not to chase relentlessly, but to cultivate a rich, fulfilling life independently. In doing so, you not only affirm your own worth, but also create an irresistible allure that invites the avoidant to reconsider his retreat. When Heather focused on her personal growth, it sent a clear message that her life was vibrant, dynamic, and worth living, and that she could offer a partnership grounded in mutual respect rather than desperate need. The emotional landscape of a fearful, avoidant ex is complex. It is a terrain where the allure of intimacy is perpetually tempered by an overwhelming need for independence. For them, love is often experienced in two distinct waves. The initial, exhilarating surge of the honeymoon phase, and a subsequent, more ambiguous longing that emerges after the relationship has ended. In Heather's case, this second wave, marked by fleeting moments of regret and recollection, eventually nudged her ex toward a reconsideration of their bond. It was as if, in the quiet aftermath of their separation, he began to understand that his fear of commitment had deprived him of something deeply meaningful, a love that, while imperfect, held the promise of growth and shared joy. Yet the process is not without its challenges. There were times when the silence was nearly unbearable, when the waiting and the uncertainty gnawed at Heather's resolve. During these moments, the wisdom of stepping back and allowing space was her greatest ally. She learned that pushing too hard could trigger a retreat, reinforcing the very patterns that had driven them apart. Instead, she embraced a philosophy of gentle persistence, a belief that by nurturing her own heart, she could indirectly coax his back into the warmth of shared affection. In reflecting on this journey, one must appreciate the delicate balance that defines any relationship with a fearful avoidant. It is not simply about winning someone back, but about redefining the terms of engagement. It is a dance where both partners must learn to respect each other's need for space, while simultaneously opening themselves up to the possibility of true intimacy. Heather's success story is a beacon for those who find themselves caught in the throes of a breakup precipitated by fear, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there lies the potential for renewal, for rebuilding, and ultimately, for a love that is as secure as it is liberating. Thank you for joining me in exploring this remarkable tale of resilience, insight, and ultimately, the art of winning back a fearful, avoidant ex. May Heather's journey inspire you to look within, to nurture your own strength, and to approach your relationships with both tenderness and determination. Every setback is but a stepping stone to a future where love, in its most authentic form, can flourish. One where fear gives way to hope, and the promise of tomorrow shines brighter than the pain of yesterday.
If you believe this video might help someone dear to you, share it with them. A small gesture on your part could mean the world to a friend in need.